Hey friends, Susan Gregory here, and this is a very quick and informal Q&A session. I am addressing so many of the questions that have been asked of us through emails and messages on our websites. First of all, my name is Susan Gregory. I'm an author, speaker, a Christian life and business coach. I'm the author of the best-selling book, The Daniel Fast, Feed Your Soul, Strengthen Your Spirit, and Renew Your Body. I've been teaching about the Daniel Fast since 2007. I've literally interacted with hundreds of thousands of people throughout the world. Such a blessing, such an honor, but it's a lot of work. And so right now, so many people have questions about the Daniel Fast that our office has been inundated with emails and blog posts. And so I've decided the best way to handle this is to create this short little video, answer some of the most pressing questions. And if you do have a question, it's really best to post them on our blog posts rather than sending us emails. And I'm only saying that because, not that we love hearing from people. But right now, we're a small staff, and right now we have hundreds of emails coming in every single day with people asking many, many questions that are all, the information is already available on the site, so I hope that you will go and look at the information we've already put up. Certainly in the Daniel Fast book, you'll find everything you need there. We're happy to help. Our whole goal is to help people have a successful fasting experience. But right now, one of the ways we can do that, one of the ways we can help you have that success is for me to do this video so that we can answer some of the questions. Now, the Daniel Fast is a wonderful time. Most of the questions are about food. And so any fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy oils are allowed on the Daniel Fast. You can have them frozen, obviously fresh. You can have them canned. You need to read the labels, the ingredients that are on the labels of canned foods or any kind of packaged food to make sure that no sugar or chemicals have been added in that. And please look at some of the videos that we've done about preparing for the fast, some of the videos I've done about the overview of the fast. It has so much information, and like I say, everything that you really need is in the book. And I can't go, it's a 288-page book. I can't go through all that's in the book on this video, but fruits, vegetables, whole grains. Now, somebody asked, is it okay to have noodles? Yes, you can have noodles if they are made of whole grains. You want to make sure that they don't include any sweeteners or chemicals. So this is kind of an overall statement. One thing that you'll start getting used to and accustomed to when you're on the Daniel Fast is anytime you're using any kind of packaged or canned food, you want to turn that package over and read the list of ingredients that are in the package. Now, not the nutritional value. That's totally separate. You want to look and see what are the ingredients that are included. If the ingredients include any kind of substance that is not allowed on the Daniel Fast, then it's not an okay food for the Daniel Fast. So you want to look for sweeteners. You want to look for any kind of animal products whatsoever. There's no dairy allowed on the Daniel Fast, no eggs, no animal products whatsoever. So you want to make sure everything is plant-based, no sweeteners at all. So that's even if it's something like stevia, which is a natural sweetener, or some people make their own sweeteners out of dates. Those are not allowed on the Daniel Fast. The Daniel Fast is no sweeteners. So yes, you can have dates. You can cut them up and put them in, with your cereal or muesli. It's one of my favorite breakfasts to have. I have hot muesli with unsweetened soy milk, and then I'll maybe add fresh fruit like a banana or blueberries. And muesli includes dates. You can have raisins, those kinds. It's okay. Those are ingredients that are included. So you want to make sure that you are using, somebody's asking about what kind of oils you can use. Any kind of healthy oil is allowed. There are some preferences. A lot of people prefer olive oil. That's great. I use a lot of olive oil also. But whatever kind of oils that you want, just healthy oils. Now, a lot of people also ask about what times are we fasting. So the time of the fast, it's a 24/7 fast. So you begin on the first day. Most people are beginning on January 8th, Sunday, January 8th, and the fast starts at sunrise, January 8th. We complete the fast on January 28th. So begins on the 8th, completes at sundown on the 28th. That's 21 days of fasting. Now, many people in some countries and in some traditions fast only during those daylight hours, but not with the Daniel fast. The Daniel fast is 24/7. So you're fasting all the time from the time you begin the fast on January 8th or whatever day you're starting until you complete the fast on January 28th. So let me see, other questions we've got here. Since the food restrictions will be for a total period of 21 days, how should I end the fast at sunset? So when you end the fast, that's a time when you can celebrate. You can honor and be in worship and thanksgiving to the Lord. When you eat, the foods you want to eat after the fast is you still want to keep your diet simple because your body has been cleaned and is in a pure condition. So you don't want to put a lot of certainly not a lot of junk. If you have caffeine, you just want to introduce that slowly. Your system is very, very clean. So don't eat a lot of meat, don't eat a lot of caffeine, don't eat a lot of sugar when you first get off the fast. Let me see other questions. Let's see. Can I drink sparklet drinking water, or is that not pure? Any kind of water. It must be water and not have any additives, not have any sweeteners, any flavorings. Now, if you have a glass of water or a cup of hot water and you add a slice of lemon to it, that's fine. What you want to do is be able to take a look at that cup or take a look at that glass and say, okay, is this water? Now, anytime you're adding so much to that glass or so much to that cup that it turns into either juice or it turns into tea, then it's not allowed. And I know that's a fine line, but those are some of the distinctions that we need to make during the fast. Also, someone asked, okay, it's okay to have wheat, but then it says no leavened bread. So that means I can't have an English muffin. That's right. So you can have wheat. Any kind of whole grains are allowed, but no leavened products. So that means no, like an English muffin or any kind of breads. A lot of times people say, well, wait, what about Ezekiel bread? Ezekiel bread has both sweeteners and leavening in it, so it's not allowed. Only flatbreads. Flatbreads are things like tortillas, or you can make your own chapates, and those are just made with water and maybe a little bit of oil and whole grain flour. Let's see. Someone's saying, is it okay to take caffeine supplements? No stimulants on the Daniel fast. Let's see. I'm going over this big long list of questions. Somebody asked about time intervals. So again, the Daniel fast is 24/7. So you do it all the time. A gentleman asked, my wife and I are doing the Daniel fast together. Is it okay to have intimate relations, marital relations during the fast? Some married couples choose to forego intimate relations during the fast. Now, biblically, that is to be a decision between both parties. It is not something that just one party decides and then the other party has to go along with. So if you choose to forego intimate relations during the fast, it's really a wonderful experience and can be a wonderful experience where you're showing love and affection toward each other in different ways, but it's not a requirement. You can have sexual relations during the fast. People are asking about different kinds of protein powders, and is it okay to have whey in their smoothies? Any kind of animal product. Whey is from milk, no dairies, so whey would not be allowed. I really think the best and easiest way to have protein in your smoothies, which are considered liquid meals. It's not considered a beverage, it's considered a liquid meal. And again, that may seem like a fine line, but in today's culture, that's what we have to do for the Daniel fast. I think the best way is just to add raw nuts, either walnuts, pecans. I like pumpkin seeds. Just add those. There's a lot of protein in those. You can find plant-based, unsweetened protein powders, but they're pretty expensive and they're hard to get. So just go with something even more natural, and at least during the time of the Daniel fast. Also, anytime you see like a vegetable, like somebody said, oh, avocados aren't on your list. Is it okay to have an avocado? Yes. Any fruits, any plain fruits, plain vegetables, whole grains, those are all allowed on the Daniel fast. People are asking, how do I get enough energy when I'm only eating fruits and vegetables and whole grains? There is so much protein in that. In fact, there's many super athletes and very active bodybuilders and all those kinds of people that are going totally plant-based. If you use the Daniel fast like I teach about it, you will have plenty of protein. You want to be aware of it. You want to make sure that you're eating whole grains, green leafy vegetables, nuts, seeds. Those all have a lot of protein in them. Beans and rice, it's another great way to have protein into your diet. Someone's asking about white or yellow packaged corn tortillas. Okay, so the Daniel fast doesn't allow deep fried foods. And these are old guidelines that have gone along. I didn't invent the Daniel fast. I just teach about it. It's been around for many years. One of the things is no deep fried foods. So potato chips or corn chips or tortilla chips are not allowed if they are deep fried. But there are some that are baked. So if you're having baked chips, then that would be allowed. Let's see. Other questions that we may have. Let me just say, this is the big deal. And please listen to me about this, because like I say, I've been teaching about the fast since 2007. I have interacted with hundreds of thousands of individuals. We've sent, I think, more than 30,000 email exchanges, not to even look at all of the posts that are on our websites, which is daniel-fast.com and danielfast.wordpress.com. Those are the two sites that we monitor and manage and have lots of information. There is so much information on those sites. But this is the deal. There's so many people that focus so much on the food about the Daniel fast that they miss out about what fasting is all about. Fasting is to restrict food for a spiritual purpose. So when you focus on the food, you're focusing on your flesh. And so many people, it's like, okay, well, I can't have this on the Daniel fast, so can I just change it this way so I can eat it this way? And there's all kinds of ways to maneuver the guidelines so you can continue to feed the flesh. Well, you are totally missing out on the purpose of fasting. Now, keep your meals simple. Soups, salads, casseroles, things that are simple. You don't have to come up with all these different great fancy recipes so that you can continue to feed the flesh. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because, especially in today with everything that's going on, we need God. We want to be close to God. And when we enter into this time of extended prayer and fasting, when we put every single part of our body, our spirit, our soul, our physical body on alert, that we're entering into this consecrated time when in this spiritual, deeply focused, wonderful spiritual experience with the Lord, that's when you get your prayers answered. That's when you receive revelation. That's when you start growing and strengthening your faith. But when you focus on the food, you're going off onto a whole nother thing, and you really are staying on the path of the flesh. We're called to walk in the Spirit so that we do not give in to the lusts of the flesh. So please hear me on that. This is a spiritual experience. But yes, it has to do with food. There are some things that we have to pay attention to. So eat really simple, beautiful, wonderful, and they can be pleasant meals, but keep them simple so that you don't have to focus so much on the food. The Daniel fast is all about faith. It is developing your faith. It is developing your relationship with the Lord. That's why God created fasting, so that we, as He knows our nature, He knows our human nature. This is a time when we focus on Him. It's like kind of like taking a going on a personal retreat with the Lord. You're not going on a personal retreat with food. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have questions, please post them on our websites. And the reason for that is that we are able to answer those more quickly, and then other people can learn from your questions. Also, please look at the information that we have available to you. Just about every question there is answered already. I just want to say one more thing. People, this is the most common question we get, is why can't I have herbal tea? Because people say, well, it's fresh herbs and it's water. Both those things are allowed on the fast. Why can't I just have those together as herbal tea? The reason for that is that herbal tea is not water. Water is the only beverage on the Daniel fast. So anytime you depart from that, you are not sticking and staying within the Daniel fast guidelines. Also, let me just say this to you too. This can be a learning experience for you. If you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to do everything, but I'm not going to give up chicken, or I'm not going to give up coffee. Ask yourself why. Why is that? Now, if you've got a definite, really important reason, for instance, if you are a pregnant or nursing mother, if you have some physical needs where you really need to have some extra protein, then that is totally within the guidelines for fasting. But if you're just saying, I'm not going to give up chicken, or I'm not going to give up fish, or I'm not going to give up coffee because, and it's usually because I want it, or because I don't want to, or whatever, then really look at that. What are you serving? And are you being called by the Lord to experience a greater submission, so that you submit your flesh to the Spirit? It's just something you might want to think about. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, if you've got questions, we want to help you, but we are a small staff and we have just been inundated with emails. And so this is the best way that I can think to serve you. I'm sorry if I haven't answered every question that has been sent to us, but we're really trying to manage this in a responsible way and do what the Lord has called us to do, which is to help people experience a successful Daniel fast. Be blessed, and we will be in touch again. Bye for now.